In his reply to Art Caplan, Mark Cherry talks about a couple different things. He says Caplan rightly notes that illegal markets are open to abuse. However, unlike horror stories surrounding black markets and human organs, the open market would discourage these unscrupulous practices. Cherry claims that the defense of compensated organ donation does not need to affirm personal autonomy as a value, much less as an overriding value. Instead, autonomy should be appreciated as a side constraint on the permissible behavior of others. In particular, persons, not government bureaucrats or bioethicists, are the best judges of their own interests. Persons are morally in authority over themselves. Here's the main point. He says the conceptual puzzle is that Caplan both affirms and denies this moral authority of persons over themselves. It is affirmed, Cherry says, to justify uncompensated organ donation, but it is denied, Cherry says, to condemn compensated organ donation. And this contradiction is not just Caplan's, it lies at the heart of contemporary transplantation policy. Now, Cherry says that Caplan's intuition that financial compensation violates human dignity must be further specified and must be critically defended. Cherry says, more generally, highly paternalistic regulation that treats adult citizens as mere children, unable to make competent judgments in their own best interests, is hardly affirming of one's dignity. He's got a couple criticisms of the presumed consent policy that Caplan endorses. First, Cherry says presumed consent is a mere rhetorical euphemism. It's a legal fiction because no actual consent has taken place. Second, however, Cherry says it's unclear how presumed consent would ally Caplan's expressed concern that deceased and living persons are to be treated with dignity and not merely used to serve the needs of others. Cherry concludes that, as he's argued elsewhere, he does not doubt the sincerity or the good intentions of those of his colleagues who support the continued prohibition of compensated organ donation. However, Cherry continues to be perplexed by the ways in which these prohibitions exploit vulnerable populations to support highly paternalistic views.